things that that I'm bound to ask is, oh, I see you're a member of ASC. What exactly do you do? And you might get any answer from, oh, well, I'd attend the meetings I was very, very involved in X, Y, and Z, and got to learn a lot about different parts of the profession. And so I think you'll find this, especially if you're interested in a career in transportation, I think you'll find it very, very interesting. And as John had mentioned, this is your organization, and the officers I know are working really hard to make sure that the events are things that you guys would find worthwhile. And to that degree, one of the things that we talked about recently is nobody does a very good job talking about things about what do you look for when you graduate in terms of jobs. What kind of salaries would you expect? What kind of job opportunities should you consider? There are a lot of things that people are too afraid to ask. And maybe by having a panel discussion, we could provide some insights on those types of things. And then certainly for the folks at the undergraduate level, when should you consider grad school? What are different opportunities? And a lot of people are very surprised when I mention that it's very, very rare that somebody that's going through the graduate program actually pays to go. If you want to go to grad school, it's generally something, if your grades are pretty good even, that will be an opportunity that's essentially free for you. So we'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about those kind of opportunities as well. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over for the rest of the program. But I know that, John, you were planning on spending a little bit of time later talking about activities and getting feedback, right? So, yep. So I definitely would encourage you to put on your thinking caps and have some ideas.
Come on. Is that too much? Right here.
The memo, you're working together. I got the big room, so I fill it with ideas. Samsung, the next big thing, YouTube.
Hi everyone, my name is Ismail Zodi. I'm a PhD student of Education Program. It's a visual course, and I'm very happy to be with you today. Thank you, Joe, for giving me this opportunity. Today, the purpose of the presentation is two things. First is to show you a broad idea or brief idea about the driverless vehicles and the future of advanced transportation. Second, how we tie that to your PhD research or master research. So first, let me give you a quick thing about myself. I graduated in 2006 from Ain Shams University, Egypt, where I got my bachelor's degree, and then I was glad that I was teaching there for 3 years. I was teaching main transportation courses, pavement design, transportation planning, traffic engineering. At that time, I was working as a part-time traffic engineer in Dara Handasa company. In case that you don't know it, it's one of the top engineering design firms around the world. It's like the 10th, higher than Parsons itself. Then I came here to US in 2008 when I started my master's. I spent 3 semesters doing my thesis, which is gap acceptance behavior at intersections. Then I started my PhD in 2010, and I'm still working on my PhD, and hopefully this is my last year, I hope. And I would say I'm very lucky because since day one, I was involved in VTTI, which is Virginia Tech Transportation Institute. And since day one, I was working as a GRA, Graduate Research Assistant, so I was involved in many projects. And today, I'm going to present my PhD research, which is one of the projects. And at the same time, I would like to inform you about the driverless vehicles. So back to our presentation. First, what's the driverless vehicles? This is the question. How many of you have heard about driverless vehicles? I believe many of you. Yeah, of course, Dr. Katz. So the concept of driverless vehicles, sometimes they have multiple names. Sometimes they call it as autonomous vehicles. Sometimes they are calling them as driverless vehicles, self-driven vehicles, many others. But at the end, the concept is what? Just basically, you enter the car and press a key or like a button for your destination and just leave your hand and the car will drive over there. So these kind of cars are like our traditional cars, but equipped with complex stuff and fancy things like stereo vision cameras, sensors, radar, GPS, infrared cameras, everything. So, and the concept of those kind of like equipments that it will replace the human being or the driver. So you need like a stereo camera to detect the signal. You need lane tracking to follow the cars and not like changing the lanes suddenly. So those kind of cars supposedly will help you to reduce the number of crashes. Because as you know, 90% of the reasons for crashes are because of human misjudgment. So we will try to encounter that or to overcome this problem. And these kind of cars will open new, I would say, new era or new concept of applications, which one of them, blind person can drive this car. So let me show you a video about that. And this is the example that Dr. Katz mentioned in his presentation. He mentioned, imagine that a blind person is just willing to go do drive-through and get a Taco Bell sandwich. This is maximum hope, or he didn't get this feeling before. So let me show you this video. To give you an idea how this kind of car would work.
Good morning, Steve. Hey, Nathaniel. How are you? I'm just great. Where's Steve?
Auto driving.
There we go. Where we go? Look, Ron, no hands. No hands everywhere. No hands, no hands, no feet. I love it. So we're here at the stop sign. Yeah. The car's using radars and laser to check and make sure there's nothing coming either way. About 5 months old. Old habits die hard, man. They don't die. Hey, anybody up for a taco? Yeah. What do you want to do today, Steve? I'm all for tacos on myself. All right. Well, let's get a taco at the drive-thru. And we're turning into the parking lot. Ow. There we go. Now we're kind of creep along here. Does anybody have any money? I've got money. No, I've got my wallet right here. You roll down your window and order a burrito. Yeah, look at that. I'm doing very well. How are you today? This is some of the best driving I've ever done. 95% of my vision is gone. I'm well past legally blind. You
lose your timing in life. Everything takes you much longer. There are some places that you cannot go. There are some things that you really cannot do. Where this would change my life is to give me the independence and the flexibility to go the places I both want to go and need to go when I need to do those things.
So, as you can see in this video that it didn't do anything. Just enter the car and just, okay, select alphabet, that's it. Okay, so many of the research centers and different labs are working on testing those kind of vehicles, and they already successfully test Google driverless car, and Stanley, they have their own car which is called Marvin, and they already tested those cars in real cities like we saw now. And Nevada State, it's officially, like last year, you could just go to register your car, your driverless car, if you could afford to buy it. But anyway, you could just go like DMV and just register this car. And I would say most of the vehicle companies are willing to like show those cars or like give those cars for mass production by 2018. And this number, you will, if you try to Google this stuff, and you find a lot of numbers. Sometimes I say 2018, sometimes 2015, 2020, but like it's close. You will see it soon. Okay, those kind of cars would behave normally in highways, because like I said, they have many sensors and infrared and this stuff, and the same thing at intersections. So, but currently those cars are like detecting there is a signal right here. So based on that, this car will brake or like accelerate or whatever. So, but imagine for a second that we don't have only one car. We have a lot of cars. All the cars now are autonomous vehicles. So what we should do at intersection? This is the question. So do we still need signalized intersection? We have all those fancy cars. They have a lot of sensors, a lot of equipment. So we should keep the traditional signal control. This is the question. We still need an innovative way to manage the movement of those cars. So this is my PhD. How to manage the movement of those advanced vehicles at intersections. So let me give you a sample idea about what I'm doing. Let's say that we have those cars. This car is running about 35 miles per hour, 30, 32. If we leave those cars just run by themselves, what will happen? They could hit each other. So the best option that we could do is simply, we have a signal here. So basically we'll stop this car till those two cars will cross, then we will let this car pass. This is like the simple way, but in my concept, it's not like that. I would have like a controller, I would call it manager. This manager will get the information from all those coming cars. How to get this information? Like I said, those cars are equipped by a lot of sensors, a lot of communication methods. You could use Wi-Fi, you could use radio waves. And so this controller, this manager, could say, okay, let's say, please, could you reduce the speed from 35 to 30? And this guy, could you reduce it from 30 to 28? Something like that. So what would happen if we did that? Voila. So this is the idea. I'm just controlling the speed of each car for reducing, of course, for eliminating crashes and same time reducing delay. This is kind of optimization process. And if we apply this system, we will get at least 80% reduction of delay time, which is the waiting time and signals, and same time we got 40% reduction in fuel consumption because we reduce the stop and go. Because if it's like traditional signal, you should stop, then wait for all other cars, then cross. I eliminate that. So what will happen if I applied this concept in the real intersection, or let's say simulated intersection with a great volume of cars? So this is a simulation. So this is signalless intersection. You won't stop, just pass and controlling the speed of each car. So no stopping anymore. Okay, so whenever that I'm showing this video, it will say, no way I'm gonna use this system. No way. Don't try even like convince me to use this system. So I will try to show you 2 videos that maybe will convince you. So because till now I'm like believe that we'll have this system someday. So let me show you the first video. This is a real intersection. They could manage themselves at intersection, and there's no key signal. This is the first thing. The second thing, it's very interesting study. The second video, it's people in UK. They decided, like the authorities decided, okay, this intersection is very crowded, it's very congested. So simply, we will turn off the signal and see how people will behave. So this is a long video, but I'll show you like a part of it.
Give enough to other people. Be polite if you like. You know, I don't think they're going to say, oh, you go and then I'll go. They're not going to dovetail in. So yes, I've got to eat my hat because I said I didn't think it would work without the lights, but everyone's taken their time and been sensible, and there was no queues. You usually wait 20 minutes at the lights, but not tonight. 5 minutes, nearly through. I timed it.
So 5 minutes to go from where to where?
Well, we came from Clevedon, and normally we wait those lights in the town to come up, and it is about 20 minutes before we get home. But tonight it was just 5 minutes, that's all.
I can't believe the difference. It's absolutely astounding. A few days ago, this was just backed up with traffic. Every time you came down, you expected to wait. Now, it's just instantly changed.
What did I expect? Well, this was just one complete surprise, and not to see traffic queuing, pumping out fumes all day long. This is an absolute pleasure.
Well, without lights it's much better. I mean, it's less congested, and it's probably easier to cross as well, and there's less queues for everybody, so it's just all round better.
It's certainly giving the sort of results that we would like to see. The councillors and the local traffic engineers are very positive. I think they've been surprised with what they've seen.
That's it. So what happened that the flow was 1700 vehicles per hour, it turned into 1,200 people. So it increased capacity, it reduced delay for
I'm
safety
finding
by
that
switching off.
drivers are sort of paying attention to you more, and maybe.
So imagine this, like, this happened without even any communication. So assume that those cars are already equipped by sensing and all this stuff, and of course communication. So of course our intersection will behave much better in this one. So okay, so now I'm still trying to convince you. So let me give you a completely different example. And how we tie to our research. That's me. Okay? Imagine that I decided to go to New York. Okay? And I said I had an interview or something. I believe this is New York time. So I entered this building. And my interview was in the 10th floor. Okay? So how to go from the first floor to the 10th floor? What should I do? Elevator. Okay. So I will take the elevator. Why should I take the elevator? Why shouldn't I just take the stairs? Because it's exhausting, of course, and at the same time, the elevator will be faster, of course, more comfortable, more easier, of course. So taking the elevator, I didn't even think, okay, I'm going like 10th floor, and I was searching for the elevator, I will just take the elevator. I didn't even think about stairs. Why? Because this is like long distance, and I will need a way to get my destination from point A to point B through a simple way, a secured way, a safe way. But the question now, and of course whenever that I enter this elevator, I will just press the button for the 10th floor. And I will go 10th floor. But now, so let me rephrase what happened now. I chose a way to go from point A to point B. And this way is about what? It's like you entered a closed room, which is the elevator, completely closed room, and you just push the button for your destination and just, you left your hand like that, and this way, or this method, like transporting from point A to point B. But the question now, is it the elevator, is it safe? I never been in this building before. But I'm truly sure this is a safe way. Why? Because I trust this system. Of course, this system has been tested before. Of course, this system is much safer, easier, more comfortable. So the key here is what? That I trust the system. How should I trust the system? Because I know this system has been tested a lot. So before this elevator is released, it was tested a lot of times. So it's a matter of trust in the end. Because, I mean, you haven't heard before that the elevator is it's damaged or it's not working or that it has any mechanical issue. Of course, a lot of elevators have problems. But the key here, I trust the system. So at the end, I will choose the easiest way as long as it's safe. How should I know it's safe? I will know because it has been tested. So it's not similar like going from home to Taco Bell. I will just simply take my driverless vehicle. I will enter the car, press the button, and just leave my hand and go to Taco Bell. So it's quite similar that at the end it's technology, and technology has good things and bad things. But as long as it has been tested, so I trust this system. So I know that this system will transport me from point A to point B. So at the end, as I mentioned at the beginning, the human being is responsible of 90% of accidents based on the misjudgment and the distraction. So to overcome this system, to overcome this problem, I should have a new system, which is the driverless vehicle or unmanned vehicles. And this system is very reliable in the future, and I should depend on this kind of systems. Finally, I would say that what we are proposing in our research, I didn't go into much details because it's very complicated, and at the same time it has a lot of optimization process. But I just wanted to give you like a general idea of what we are doing. And we are competing as a transportation engineer. We are competing with computer science, mechanical engineers, and a lot of research labs are working on that. So, although that, like I said, there is like a huge competition, our research was, the people found it's very unique. Why? Because we are the only group that managed the intersection in optimum way. Because we as a transportation engineer, we really do care about delay and fuel consumption. Other people are just, okay, just pass this car and that's it. No, we really care about crashes, safety, we really care about delay and fuel consumption. For that reason, we were featured in a lot of venues, BT News, NBC News, UTC, NPR, and Discovery News. All those people were talking about our research and the system that we developed to manage the future cars. Thank you.